Hello, everyone. Welcome to this new show, Core Out. And I'm here with Danny Jackpot tonight. And this was the first episode. Just so everyone knows, this will be the introductory episode. Just about any core company owner is welcome to notify me, and we can organise something to get started and talk about stuff. But I'm starting here with Danny Jackpot. How you doing, Danny?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
All right. Yeah, it's been an interesting time. I've only just started my own core company, but you've been around for quite a while, haven't you?
Let's see. Since December 1st, 2007, I believe was my very first CAW match.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of fictitious stuff behind my wiki. The first few years of my career.
Hey,
we're being honest. This is an open conversation about CAW now in my whole career.
Yes.
I could be wrong on the dates too, though. Don't forget, I have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, this is a shoot, everyone. So, yeah. So 2007 was your first match. Which company was that with?
I won the Intercontinental Championship for a company called Over the Edge.
Oh, okay. So,
against Jack Skellington and Dante from fucking Dante's Inferno, I think. The video game series.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's listed here on as one of these defunct leagues on your core wiki page. We're using that as the source for this, ladies and gentlemen. So, because some of these places are no longer around, their YouTube channels are gone. So, yeah, there's not we're relying on this for a source. So, have you been a wrestling fan for a long time? Did you grow up with it?
I've been a wrestling fan since like 2002. Like I remember, I think I came into wrestling about 2002 Backlash. Like right after WrestleMania 18, I remember some of that stuff. My distinct memory is Eddie Guerrero versus Rob Van Dam in the Intercontinental title ladder match. That's like my first like distinct memory. But my first match I remember. But then if I look back in wrestling history, I remember the Booker T and WO stuff which happened before then. So I could assume that I started watching wrestling right before Backlash. Because I remember at a friend's house when I seen The Rock getting attacked by Triple H after his match with The Undertaker, I asked, why would Triple H attack The Rock? Aren't they both good guys? And then my friend's dad goes, well, see, motherfucking Rock just to cost him the match.
Crazy. I got in '99 myself. But yeah, you've got some quote family in core. You've got Zack Starr.
Both fictitious family, by the way. Zack Starr's his full name is Zachary Wayne Byrne, which is a play off of Jackson Wayne Byrne, my buddy. But also, Jackson Wayne Byrne is the inspiration for Jack Toss of UNAW.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I was curious if they were based on anyone. I assumed Zack wasn't. But yeah, you have a brother, Ron Jackpot, who you obviously decided to get rid of and did a tribute show to and everything. So that's interesting if he's fictitious.
Yeah, it's an offline league, you know. We do things like that.
Oh, okay.
Kill time as kids.
But you've spent a lot of time mostly in WEDF and new WWE, which is just recently decided to call it quits.
Oh, just tore down and also deleted all history. What the fuck?
Bit extreme, so yeah.
Yeah, bit extreme. I mean, if you're shutting down, that's one way to for sure do it. Like, yo, my videos are done. I'm not doing this anymore. Like, you can't even hear from me. I'm gone though. Don't even come back to the wiki.
No.
I love Burb though. I mean, Burb has some problems, but me and Burb always had a good working relationship the last 10 years. So I can't say anything bad about Burb. Trust me. But I know people have their problems with her.
Okay. I have never had a conversation with them, so I got no dog in this fight. So
yes, and also it's a her. So you really don't know her too well.
Oh yeah, I don't know her too well. Yeah. Um,
Probably
but
the only woman I know to actually own a CAW League, by the way, other than Evan O'Shea. Autumn.
okay. But how's it working with Frank? Because I've had a couple of talks with Frank. I've done a couple of commentaries with him. He seems like a good guy.
Frank's a good guy. He just needs to not worry about what the fans think and worry about his own product. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, it matters what the fans think, but when you're not releasing shows as long as you are, like, it hurts the product and the fans stop caring. You need to just care about your show, what you're doing at the time, and getting it up. And he also needs to stop, like, worrying about everyone commentating for him and getting as much help. Like, on UNAW, I expect to do everything by myself. I do. When I get help from you or Al or Connor, I have to go give a shout out to all those guys, or even Biff, who has been a big backstage role, and Joe Omega, who's all helped me record in the last few weeks. Like, I that's nice, but I don't expect anyone to do that for me. I expect to be able to get my own show up, record it, commentate it, blah blah blah. Like, I never expect anyone else like really. I appreciate it, and and when people say they're doing it, I do expect it to happen. I go into every event thinking I'm the one recording it.
Yeah, fair enough. When I started, I was like, well, I got a way to record now. That's what I do. I can't. Most of the characters I initially did, I created myself, or downloaded some of the real people that I was using at the time, or used them. And yeah, that's
like
how I
did for NAW at first when I went to 2K14.
Yeah.
Like if you go back to some old NAW footage from 2K14, I had like guys like Midian and Gangrel popping up when Viscera died. Like back when NAW used to be a crossbreed between real fantasy and original. Used to have guys like Mortal Kombat and Sub-Zero, who was like been the first NAW World Champion ever. Like he beat Larry in the first ever match, for fuck's sakes. That should have been the give and take. And like I have Sub-Zero winning this whole fucking thing. Anybody else planning the tournament afterwards is just like is just a joke for the fact that Sub-Zero is going to go on and win the whole thing.
But seeing as we're touching on it now, booking a show. When you go into booking a show, do you think, well, how can I make this as interesting as possible? Do you plan things out in advance?
I let Universe book a lot of it. I had control. Well, I mean not at first. Right now, Universe is booking a lot of stuff. But I go into like, what's shocking? What will I want to carry the story for long? Like, does it all make sense? Do I care if it all makes sense? Like, are people actually paying that close of attention to it? Like, did it catch sparks when it's going? Because some storylines I do where I get bored of it and I see no one else cares, so I just kind of like just let it go quickly. I can't think of anything like that because I've done so much stuff now, but I don't know. I now that I'm in the final 4 months up to the final 4 CAW months of my show, where I'm like actually getting like final chapter. Now I have some like plans plan it out, but I won't lie. Like I usually have 1 or 2 months program where I'm like, this is all I want to go on for now because I don't know where I'm gonna be once those 2 shows are up. Who I'm gonna have, who I'm gonna want to push, what's happened, what's going on, what kind of fads going on at the time, like.
Okay.
Like you and Connor just had a storyline where I wasn't planning on being like one of the biggest things for Chapter 8, ended up being one of the biggest matches for Chapter 8. Booked out of the blue of the old NAW thing. Hey, you both are new. You both a feud between you two would be absolutely fresh because neither of you guys have even had a feud yet.
We'll talk a bit more about NAW in a minute, but what are your thoughts outside of Frank of how your time in WEDF went so far?
Right? We've been pretty good friends the entire time. Like we've never actually had a problem with each other. Like there was one time in WEDF I walked out as Intercontinental Champion over like a little issue, but that like got resolved very quickly, and we never like actually it would just be posted on the SMF forum that yo, Danny Jackpot had just left the WEDF like business, whatever it's called, the headquarters, and I left my Intercontinental title behind, and I'm calling it quits, and me and Frank worked it out afterwards, and I deleted the post, and that's it.
But you had some great feuds there there as well. Did you have much input into them at all, or was it just Frank just doing most of it himself?
I booked my first ever loss in WEDF.
Oh, okay.
I was the one who told in the WEDF like 32-man tournament. I can't remember what it was called at the time. It might have been King of the Ring. I was like, I should lose to John Morrison the first match, like, 'cause I could see that Morrison's gonna be WEDF champ sooner. But like, I could just look at the storyline, telling him like, he's one of the bigger guys in the show, and he's probably gonna end up being champion soon. My guy should not beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I know my first match I lost too. Like, I don't know if I was I think I might have been Intercontinental champion at the time. What's the funny story about that match is I gave that was like the very first match of 09, I think I was on, and I gave Frank my formula, and I accidentally mistyped the numbers for the shoes. So my guy comes out in pure yellow and black attire and in the pink and black shoes. He copied the fucking formula down to a T. He didn't even ask questions when the shoes came out fake. He just recorded it. It was great. I wish if it happened in October, everyone can say it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I don't know if it happened in October though.
Oh, yes, I understand sometimes that happens. I mean, thank God for community creations now. We can just trade stuff back and forth.
Yeah, I know. Back then you couldn't be doing that. You write it down on a notepad, or if you had your computer right next to your TV, then maybe you got luckier that way. But yeah, that was the problem. I used to not even do it, honestly. Like, I used to be like, you guys just remake that guy. Like, you guys can't remake my CAW League. I mean, in 2K14, I've been remaking everybody's CAW for, like, the longest time now. I barely get to download anybody, because I barely ever have the game when it's up new or anything anymore.
Plus,
I'm on PlayStation now, by the way, and I'm on Xbox.
Yeah, that makes things quite difficult. I wish there was a way they could just say, look, let's just let people trade things back and forth, because it's essentially the same game anyway. So
exactly, it's the same community creations, right?
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily matter that much. But yeah, any other memorable times working in WEDF? Because you've got like
I won the Royal Reckoning, and that was obvious. The commentators I absolutely hate for shitting on the match when I came out and they're like, "Oh, look, Danny Jackpot, he's probably not going to win this." And then how obvious some of them made it that I was winning the entire match. Even though, like, yeah, it's kind of obvious booking. Sometimes obvious booking is what is necessary. Triple H coming out at number 30 to beat Roman Reigns for the world title for the WWE title at Royal Rumble 16. I wanted that to happen. I know that was obvious booking, and when it happened at number 30, I was pumped as a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I knew it was happening, you know?
Yeah, sometimes the
obvious booking is what's necessary for the show to go on. In WDF, when I'm a face and I won the Rumble, I'm getting booed. So now, so a year later, when I'm facing Oshajax and I'm the bad guy, and Oshajax trying to make me look like the bad guy, I'm getting cheered now, and he's getting booed. And now the fans are getting, the fans are getting with Oshajax that I should be booed, and I'm getting the one getting cheered. I become the bad guy, and all of a sudden the fans cheer me again. So in my WDF career, when I've been good, the fans hated me, or building up to being good, the fans hated me. And the fans loved me, and then once I got good, they hated me like Roman Reigns. Then I became heel, which like Roman Reigns never did, and the fans loved me. It's stupid. It was like I never. And now I don't even know what my role is. I'm a face in WDF, but like I think I just play the legend role. Like I think everyone kind of just likes me now. That's like that watches the product. Like I've been there for how long? Like. I've never complained, I've never bitched, I never moaned, I've never came out in commentary and had a problem with anybody or any issue with the show, you know?
Yeah, well...
not the pointing fingers at anybody else in the roster.
There was a promotion, called, I think it's, Danny Jackpot Wrestling?
I had nothing to do with that. Homer, Matt Acorn's owner, literally had a company that he never produced one match for. It was a company that everyone just recorded matches for and sent to him, and he uploaded on his channel. Danny Jackpot Wrestling, one of the greatest companies ever.
Mm. So he was just doing that as a rib to you, or if for
No,
some reason.
it was a joke, like, well, it's like, well, everyone has Danny Jackpot in their company. Why don't they just have Danny Jackpot Wrestling?
Because it does seem like you've been pretty much everywhere. You've like it seemed like you were never afraid to let just about anyone use you and do pretty much what they ask.
I get everyone free use of me. Like, I mean, if you're asking to use me, you're putting the fucking double-edged sword in yourself. Like, yo, you can't just have me come on your show when I have a built name and have me lose to your guys and like just put yourself over me. Everyone's gonna hate you for it. Like, so like, but at the same time, you can't just go put me in your league and have me beat all you guys either, because everyone's already seen that.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So when you ask to use me, you gotta pick to use me. Like Jerry Max, he asked me to be a surprise entrant in the Rumble, which ended up with me winning a Rumble. If he doesn't really, and then he ended up having the Danny Jackpot curse. Do you have Danny win the world title at Mania, which is obvious, or do you have him lose it, which is also now unfair because anytime Danny's ever won a Rumble, he always seems to get robbed of his world title shot. So here it's a double-edged sword. If I win, they complain. If I lose, they complain I didn't win. So you can't. But I wasn't even planning to win it. I was supposed to be a surprise entrant. That's how I got signed to Jerry Max. Though he just like, all right, I have Danny as a surprise entrant for the Rumble. Well, if I book him to win it, he's kind of forced to stay.
Oh, so yeah, I don't know much about Jerry Max because that's something I never
One time
watched.
Lucas Carter screwed me over in WCW, an actual cost screw job. Derek and Carter produced this one show where WCW versus DCWL, and like the final match was Danny Jackpot quits DCWL, or WCW loses their third brand, depending on who won the match. And Carter just wanted to lose his third brand. That's the whole reason for the storyline. So that's why, like, me being world champion, I put my career on the line against into DCWL. Well, when Carter records the match, Carter like just backs out of him wanting to lose the third brand. So he decides that, all right, let's just screw Danny and DCWL over and have my guy win. And Carter booked this guy to win, and I'm supposed to quit DCWL. And I just come on the next show. I'm just like, nah, I was supposed to win that match. I don't quit DCWL. Well, DCWL had to do something since they allowed the upload to happen. Like, Derek even commentated. I'm like, how'd you let a screw job happen right in front of your face with your fucking commentary on it, Derek? And he's like, well, I already knew that, like, I already seen the video beforehand, so I knew, like, I was getting screwed, but, like, I wanted the show to be produced. And he's like, and I knew we could just, like, get you right back on the roster anyways. And I'm like, yeah, that's true.
So, obviously, that's where was it going? Okay, Jerry Max. You spoke a little bit about your beginning time there and everything. You've done a lot of, like I was saying, you've worked just about everywhere. What have been some bad places to have your guy, and some good places to have your guy?
Everything's been good, honestly. I mean, like, my specific favorites were, like, WDF and New WWE. I like being in OPW. I like being in AW, even though it's my league. Like, my guy doesn't get to win much or anything, I don't plan my guy in doing much, but, like, I don't know. I love NAW to death, but I don't know. There's been a lot of good leagues my guy's been part of. I wouldn't say there's any bad leagues.
Oh, just making sure that there wasn't. But NAW, you started that, and for the longest time,
May 1st, 2009. May 1st, 2009, NAW formed.
And Danny didn't show up for the longest time. Was that on purpose?
Yeah, I never wanted to be my own league. I really didn't. And then once I decided to be my own league, that was like, alright, I need the biggest names in CAW to come to my league so people care about NAW, where I signed Matt Icord and Suspect, and pretty much anyone in the WDF roster, including Dexstar and Danny Jackpot, who I happen to own. So, I can't believe it didn't ask this before.
Where'd you come up with the idea for Danny Jackpot to begin with?
It was originally Danny Danger, and then a guy who I got the name from actually ended up wrestling in an ECW match one time in 2006, 2007, as like the actual wrestler who I was watching on YouTube in a Trampoline Championship Wrestling. Like, and also not only that, I guess there was a pedophile named Danny Danger around the same era. So like once I heard that, I was like, okay, I gotta change the name because that's just a bad name to be associated with.
Yeah.
And I was a kid at the time knowing that was a bad like name to be associated with. So good for little old me and realizing that. The Jackpot, I don't know where that came from. I just liked it.
Yeah, so sometimes the name just doesn't comes out of nowhere, because Aussie Andy, that just popped in my head one day, and that's how I came up with that guy. And there's obviously a bunch of people are just like, well, that sounds like a good name, and that leads to crafting the character.
Look, Oshu Jackson started off as Ashtray, for fuck's sakes. And now he's Joshua Bishop. Brent Harbinator had his very first CAW match in an NAW ring. Interesting fact.
So
both those guys being in NAW at one point. That's another thing on NAW. Who haven't we had come through an NAW door at one time? You know that? There's been a lot of even Tiger Mask, one of GWA's guys, has been in their last two shows, never even signed a contract. Last two chapters.
Yeah, Tasmanian Tiger Mask. That was great of you to let that happen. Like I never watched the video before I commentated because I wanted.
I know you didn't, because I gave you the link. Like I knew between when you commentated and how between you commentating chapter 1 and chapter 2, you had no time to watch ahead of time. So I knew that was gonna mark you. That's why I wanted Connor to commentate it, because I wanted you to be shocked for chapter 8 when it went up. That's why I was happy to have you be able to commentate it when Connor couldn't.
Oh, that was fun, because I think that's outside of GWA, that's the only time you've seen those two guys in a different ring together at the same time. Other
than a CAW League 7, which was technically an NAW show, but it was a GWA branded match.
Yeah, like that's what. Yeah, I completely spaced on that, but yeah.
But like I was saying, I technically showed up to 2 NAW shows, but yeah, that was the first time, like NAW ring, NAW show, NAW brand. Because GWA had nothing to do with it, other than the fact that both those guys know each other from GWA.
You were also part of a core group called Damaged Gauge. Do you have any memories of that?
I love Homer and Wally to death. Like, it was actually their CAW group, and they're a good commentating team together back for WDF. And I don't know, once they reformed, became friends again, it was just a giant joke where I was just like, now I'm also a member of Damage Gauge. And they were like, yes, you are now. And I was like, yay! And from there, now Danny Jackpot, Suspect, and Matt Icorn have happily been the Damage Gauge. More, I would say there's like 3 incarnations of Damage Gauge. There's the wrestler, there's the commentating team, Homer and Wally. There's the wrestling team of Suspect and Damage Gauge that broke up, or Suspect and Matt Icorn also. And then there was the Return Wrestling Damage Gauge, which is now Danny, Suspect, and Matt Icorn. Which also, I would say there's a 4th incarnation of Damage Gauge now, which relies in NAW, which is like Wally and Suspects reforming again. Because Icorn had left NAW as a heel at one point, and then Suspect had got into a feud with a 3-man band, and I decided, damn, this is a good time to bring Icorn back.
Let me bring up my questions here, because I'm sure I'm missing something. The Vivian verse, that's sort of...
I didn't help form that. Like, I was in the original incarnation because my relationship with WWE, but I woke up, I went to SMF forum, I think it was SMF forum, no, probably some of these CAW forums, and I seen that I was in a in the Vivianverse now with WWE, Jerry Max, and Raw, and I was just like, oh, that's cool as fuck. Like, I won't lie, I liked it, but I wasn't around for like the original idea of how it was made. Like, I was there, I was there later that day, but when they came up with the idea, like, and how I was inducted, I had no idea at the time until I seen it was already made. Well, I didn't mind at all. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, no, I'm not saying no. I'm not saying. Don't give me credit for the idea, but I was totally there for and I loved it, and I supported it right from the beginning.
Okay, so I didn't. I got you here. Just your thoughts on it, because it seems like it's not really a thing anymore, even though there's a page for it and that.
No. Burr announced this. Burr announced the Vivianverse ended. She did announce that.
So
technically, yeah, everyone's Wikipedia should be updated with that. And remove the Vivianverse leagues out of it. And, like, so it should be now current CAW leagues, defunct CAW leagues. No one should put current NAW-verse leagues. Like, we should always be considered CAW again. Yeah, we are, like, an established community in NAW-verse, but we shouldn't, like, try to, like, make us our own thing and ignore everybody like the Vivianverse did. We should all be together.
Global Wrestling Australia is grateful to be part of the both things that we're in, and we acknowledge both of them because it's beneficial to us. Anything.
Yeah, it's beneficial to work together, be established with other people. It draws more attention to your show and gives you just better ideas and more creativity. You know, like, I mean, if I try to have someone else bounce ideas with an NAW like Biff, because then all your storylines and everything will start sounding the same.
Yeah, because you
if you have one guy booking and writing it all, they all start sounding the same.
Yeah, believe me, I've noticed that. But I essentially have not much choice in the matter.
Well, you can bounce ideas with Connor. You guys seem to have a pretty good working relationship now.
Yeah.
Well, this is a shooting here. Andy and Connor, the original feud, ended up being one of the best feuds I've ever booked because these two guys really became really good friends off it. And I love shit like that when I book something like, but fuck the call shit. This is like, I made a good friendship, like, spark off that.
Yeah, Connor and I, well, I just had the idea, what if Connor showed up at GWA? And
then you guys had a 3-hour conversation from there, it seemed like.
That was later on, but yeah, he came, he said, then, the other day, he was like, what if Connor came and did commentary? And I was like, well, I happen to have an episode of, my secondary show, Dead Set, ready, and, there was some stuff regarding him on it, so I was like, okay, just we'll do that. We did that, and then we talked for like 3 hours during that time. That was really fun, and a lot of that's just like, I had this idea, let's try it, let's go with it, because sometimes that's some of the best stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes it does. I mean. Most of that.
Like I said, when I booked you two, I would have had no idea what kind of feud and how this was going to end up happening.
Now, I don't know. Did he just come up with that mocking GWA?
He just did it on commentary when we were commentating page 30. Or page 28. He just came up with the storyline, like, and even after the show, he's like, I bet you, he's like, I totally just fucked your, Brandon and Connor storyline up, right? I'm like, no, or he's like, cause you weren't expecting that kind of, that kind of, like, perspective on it, and I was like, no, I wasn't, but you honestly gave it a perspective that it probably needed. Like, it's better than nothing, you know?
And then, yeah, and that led to Connor showing up. I think I recorded the stuff after I got permission from him to use the character, and I was like, what if he just shows up? That was the
problem I had about Tiger Mask, is that we didn't ask you for permission beforehand. But, like, I was pretty sure that call would be good by you.
Yeah, well, I was like, I would have said...
I really would never do that without asking permission. I wanted you to be surprised by it. So it was a hard one, you know. Like, if I tell you ahead of time, you're gonna be pumped, but it's gonna ruin the surprise, and it's not gonna be as special then.
Well, yeah, it is, and
because Because I don't know if you realize in NAW, I still try to keep a lot of the booking, like last second, I tell everyone results. Even if someone's recording for me, I usually don't tell them the result till last second. Like, right before they're about to record it. Like, I try to keep everything under script, like, everything is a surprise, even to everyone's own roster. Like, that's why I think CAW should be, and that's where the fun is in CAW, by the way. Is, like, yeah, being part of the community is fun, but, like, the best part about CAW is not knowing the not knowing of what's happening next for your guy.
Yeah, because, like, I don't want my guy to be treated like dirt. Like, that's the only thing if you want a jobber, I can create a jobber for you, and I'll give you that person. But
everyone wants their guy to be like a good, like, established guy. There's no point to like bring in a guy to be just to have him lose matches. Like, there really isn't.
Yeah. If you that's what I was trying to tell somebody. I was like, no, if you want to use him, that's fine. It's just I'm going to be voicing him. He's not my top guy. Aussie Andy's not my top guy. He's not the champion. He's a champion.
Biff. I won't lie. Biff's the one who wanted Andy. That's where the Andy. I had no idea Andy was. And Biff told me about him, and then we went after that one time, and I don't know what happened. I can't remember. I can care less for it now. But like, we ended up clicking together finally. But yeah, I mean, I like the Andy character because it's just Aussie Andy, man. Bob, Aussie Andy. I love that. He got the Zack Ryder boot. That's fucking great. I love that shit. I don't know if that was part of his fucking storyline ever, but when I seen that, I just put that in my head. Like, when I see this Call of Duty, I was like, Aussie Andy, because of that Aussie. Like, it just works perfectly. I love it.
Yeah.
Characters give me competing for the Central Zone title in Chapter 9 against Angelina.
Yeah, but that's been like really great. It's come out of nothing. It's essentially it was just like random comments, and then I said then I came up with the idea of him showing up in GWA, being up Tasmanian Tiger Mask, and it's grown from there. And now he's some of the stuff's been happening on GWA. Some of the stuff's been happening in North. So it's been.
And trust me, and Andy and Connor's storyline and all isn't over yet. They're just they have to move away separate paths still, because they still have to build their characters for the next few, whatever, until they cross paths again. Because I don't want them just to be known for that feud, because they still have just both started,
Well, yeah, and that's fine, because like Connor's just causing chaos in GWA at the moment. He's there's.
I hope Andy technically won the Connor match in the NAW show, so I hope Connor beats Andy at the Wrestling Carnival show, and I hope that NAW gets the final match when they finally cross paths, the rubber match, which I'm not going to spoil when I have plans for when they cross paths again.
Yeah, they're not competing at the carnival. It's they are both having separate matches.
Oh, I know they have a tag match coming up, and then at GWA they have the submission cage match. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, which I dubbed the Port Arthur jail match.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And
it sounds badass.
Yeah.
I mean, NAW just did like a storyline like that too, where it was just a cage match. We called it something else, like jail escape match like that.
Yeah, I got I wanted to call it something because I didn't want it to be something ordinary or anything. But we were talking about Joshua Bishop earlier. He's a bit sort of. I've heard differing points of view on him. What is your point of view on Josh?
What's Josh?
Joshua Bishop.
Joshua Bishop? I like Josh. You know what I mean? I grew up, like, me and Josh used to be really good friends, and we had a problem for whatever reason in WDF, but, like, I really had no problem with Josh or the shit that he would say about me, and, like, him making that final page where, like, he had, like, when he tried to retire from CAW, and, like, I didn't even see it at first. I didn't find out about it for, like, months later. That's why there's an F&W, the final F&W show, or like one of the last F&W shows called F&W Fuck You Ocean Jacks. Cause I was like, Derek, fuck Ocean Jacks. This is the card. I put a random card and I said, fuck you Ocean Jacks, so it would pop up on the video title. But Yeah, he made some final thing like where he's like Danny Jackpot. I can say a lot about him, but I think he was one of the fakest motherfuckers. I'm like, that just pissed me off so bad. Cause there's one thing I've never been. I've never switched up, but I've never been fake. Like I've always been me. Like, and I've always been like. I gained with everybody on Xbox Live in the forums. Like, I never, like, picked and choose. Look at guys like Derek. Like, I'm not trying to insult Derek, but, like, everyone insults Derek. And, like, I've had been friends with Derek forever. I'm not addicted to people. I'm really not. Like, I don't pick and choose. Like, I try to be nice to everybody.
Mm. Well, I haven't had any problems with you, so that's all I can say. And I remember, I remember something about him having problems with Frank for a while, and that's what I was like, what's going on here? I was just an outsider. I'm like, what's going on? There's like they're making videos about each other, and I'm like, you're fighting about a computer game.
Well, yeah, that's what it comes down to. It's just all video game wrestling stuff, guys. Like, no matter what, like, what you say to people and, like, how your friendships you build in this are gonna be a lot more important. Like, I won't lie, like, the best thing I've gotten from CAW ever is my friendship with Biff. Like, I'm not trying to throw anyone else on the bus, cause I love all you guys too, but, like, me and Biff built, like, a fucking established connection for, like, the last 10 years now. Like, good, honest friends. Like, I can't throw Biff away for anything in the world.
Yeah, and you're talking to someone on the other side of the world at the moment, thanks to CAW.
Exactly, and I know, like, literally, look at our little NAW verse of, like, our core members is, like, I would name our core members, like, the guys in our CAW discussion chat that are there almost every day talking, like, Connor and me and Biff are from America, Joe's from fucking UK, TJ's from fucking Finland, you're from Australia, Frank's not there every day, he's also from America, but we're all from different parts of America, too. Biff lives in Florida, I'm from Wisconsin, Frank's from Kentucky, I believe, and, fuck, who did I say earlier?
You, Biff, Joe.
Joe's from UK, me, Biff. Oh man, I can't. I'm sorry, whose name I just left out.
But yeah.
but Al's from New York. A guy like Connor. I can't remember where Connor's from, anyways. But yeah, like we're all from different parts of like the country though too, which is cool.
Yeah. And the other day we just came up with the idea for the wrestling carnival out of nowhere. We were just like, let's do a three-way thing. And a little while later, I was recording matches for it. I created the arena. It's not the best work I've ever done, but
who cares though? Like, look at NAW. NAW is not the best looking CAW show. We're on fucking a 4-year-old show on a generation that's older than the other ones. I don't think that matters. I think, like, what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do is, like, more important than what the show actually is and what the show looks like. You know, like, I'm trying to give everybody an opportunity and a fair chance. Like, is it the best looking show in the world? No. But is it a show that's gonna give you, like, a solid home, a solid, like, show every week and solid, like, place to, like, be and solid friends and a solid community to be part of? Yeah, it is. Like, how many other shows give you that?
I loved how Aussie turned out in 2K14 because that's pretty much how I usually created him for the back when I created him for that, because like I've had like used him for most of my career modes and stuff and everything, so I was really glad that you matched him up so well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to get toot my own horn, but like I'm trying really hard. Like it's not like when I tell people like I'm recreating your guy. It's like I'm not putting any effort in. I'm really trying to recreate your guy. You know, like as best of my abilities that I can in the game. Like some people some people are like, and anyone I've honestly done it with said like, wow, it actually looks really good. Like no one's ever said like that looks like shit to me. Like I don't like the remake.
Yeah, the only criticism I had was, could you put Aussie on his trunks? And you said, I can't do that.
And I honestly tried. It would be AU, and then the ass has it invisible. I could probably put maybe I could put Aussie in the front, but I think it's the same way with the front, that it goes invisible with the letters.
Yeah, that's a pain.
Around the ass and around the ass and the dick.
Yeah, I think that's what happened when I tried to do it for that, because it was like, damn. But yeah, that was the only thing I asked for, and you were like, I can't do it, and I was like, oh damn, oh well. But yeah, it's matched up really well. did a great job with it. And I was honestly very surprised it came out as well as it did.
And Andy, honestly, is one of my favorite callers on the goddamn roster. Like, on the East brand, like, he's one of the better looking calls. He is. Like, sometimes simplicity works better. I think that, like, look at Hugo and Murphy when they came, I don't know if you've seen them on page 32, when they came out with new attire, like, they literally came out and just wearing blue, like, Murphy just came out in his wrestling attire, without the fucking extra attire, changed blue. Hugo came out in just black trunks, chains, and a fucking, and a gladiator helmet, like how he used to come out. Like, that was the old Hugo from, like, 2009, like, or 2011. I think they both look better than they ever did. Sometimes simplicity works better.
So I just want to run through where you initially met. So did you meet Biff through WEDF, or was it through something?
SMF forums.
Oh, okay. Is that how you met
Biff
Matt?
Who?
Matt Icorn, is that how you met him?
Yes, Matt Icorn is the reason why I have my 2008 Slammy. I seen Homer. He was in the SMF chat, and I've seen it a few times in the chat before. But, like, Homer, do you vote for the SMF forums yet? SMF League yet? Because I was one vote down, and the vote was ending like any fucking hour now. Like everyone had already voted. I'm like, Homer, please, just go. I don't care if you don't vote anything else. Just go on there and give me a vote, please. And he goes, okay. And he goes, just so Danny will love me. I'm voting one vote for Danny on the SMF flag. You didn't vote for this. I'm voting for Danny on the vote on the SMF flag, which made me tie, which gave me the opportunity, which me and Josh came up with the first. I don't think we've seen this yet in the CAW League. This is the very first time it's ever happened. We did a match between on Xbox Live. He played as Jeff. I played as Danny Jackpot. Legit match. Winner takes Slammy. Yep. You know, it's not booked. It's whoever wins it gets the Slammy and the hardcore title.
So yeah, that's how you met a lot of those people, and that was really that's to me what's been really great about this. I met Extreme Tony, and he was really nice and everything.
Tony's always been a good guy. He gets a lot of bad heat. Like that, I worked in SCWL back in 08. Like, me and Tony's always had a good working relationship. Even when Tony was feuding with Dratseb, and I think he had a problem with Dr. Pizza. Like, I've been friends with almost everybody other than a guy like Drat. I don't like Dratseb. I can't remember who the fuck he was, but I remember not liking him back in the day. Like, I've been friends with everyone in CAW. Like. And I used to play Xbox Live with guys like Alan Caesar, ACWL owner, Wade Needham, No DQ CAW commentator. Like, I've known all the legends. I've talked to Aaron Rip, No DQ owner. I've known Frank. I've known Josh, had his number, SMF owner, Super Dingo Josh. Like, I've known and had a good working relationship with all the top names in CAW.
And yeah, that's been great, hasn't it? Because it's worked out for you. You've obviously get along with these people. Otherwise, you wouldn't be given the chances that you've been given. Because you've won.
Well, New Legacy, when they were asked, somebody one time, I remember they were asked, who's this Danny Jackpot guy, and like, why is he everywhere? And they're like, well, we don't really like Danny the character himself, but like, we talked to Danny the guy, and he's actually a really cool dude, and we can see why everyone likes Danny and why they use him, because the guy you talk to is actually a really cool, down to earth dude.
Because for a while there, it was like Danny Jackpot's here. Zack Starr is. If it wasn't Danny Jackpot, it might be Zack Starr was usually somewhere too, and it was like, wow. And I remember,
what's interesting is like when everyone loved Zack Starr and everyone was hating on Danny, and I'm just like, I created them both. Like, how do you hate you love my second guy, my first guy sucks now, what? God damn. God damn, Danny told me Zack Starr should have his spot. Well, then Zack Starr's mine too, give him that spot. I don't take this shit as serious as you guys do.
I gotta ask you, because I'm looking at your picture on your CAW wiki page, because it seems like you always have to, Danny Jackpot's always got to have like a see-through shirt type thing like Christian used to wear. With his attire.
That wasn't always there. Like, that was more of a 2011 gimmick. It was one of my favorite attires, though. Like, that 2011, 2012. I haven't think I kept it for like 2 or 3 years. But yeah, that was a really cool gimmick. And then I had Danny grow up with the blue and white attire where his facial features like really, you can show that he grew up in the blue and white. If you look at the Caw League guy and me holding the WWE title, you can just see in his face that was like, when I actually grew up as a man myself, I decided to make my character a man myself where he is now. But like now my character is a mix between that 2012 and that 2014 guy where it's like I have the 2012 look, but the 2014 maturity and, you know, head there now. Where I've been the last few years is where, like in real life.
Okay.
You can see when my character was a kid, it was when I was a kid, and how my character grew up, how I've grown up, which I think is one of the coolest things.
Now, because it says on your wiki page you were born in 1983, is that?
That's wrong. That was give myself an extra 10 years to look older and get respect.
Okay, so because I'm
also very good at marketing and getting myself over. If anyone hasn't, that's why I'm in every league.
Yeah, what's funny is I did the exact opposite. I had to make myself younger because I'm just
you don't want to be that scary old dude with, and that's why I came out and told people now my actual age and everything and like my actual story is because I don't want everyone thinking I'm that 35-year-old dude talking to a bunch of 15-year-old kids on here, you know.
No. But yeah, you've been all over the place, and that's great. And you've
I wouldn't trade my ride for anything else. You know that? I can say that honestly. Like I've been like the top. I was the top dude. I've been SMF World Champion and WDF World Champion when those leagues were at like the peak. Okay, SMF Action Star Champion, but that's still a secondary world title there. Like, my last SMF match was a Botchamania or Bitchamania against, what was it? I think it was George Bush, the Green Ranger, and Ronald McDonald, and like, and George Bush and Green Ranger had main evented the last two Bitchamanias in a row. My guy was just in a match against the last two guys who made Bitchamania at the third Bitchamania now. My guy made it, that's one thing I can always say. My guy made it. Like, I got to live that one career that everyone would love to have, you know.
Now, I just want to ask. I don't think I covered this. I might have, but oh well. What led you to deciding? Okay, I want to do my own thing now. I want to create my own league and everything. What led to that decision?
Being able to download No Mercy and fucking Craps. Yeah, as soon as I was able to do that, bam, I had a wrestling league. You know, you can't stop me. Like, I've always wanted it. The second you can give me that's not my first, NAW was my first wrestling league. When I found it on the Game Boy Advance emulator, I can't remember which one, the best one though, obviously, that they probably still use. There was a recorded feature built on that motherfucker. Well, growing up, I had a Game Boy Advance game called Road to WrestleMania. So on the SMF forum, I gave 24 guys. You can sign up because there's 24 guys on the roster. You can sign up as a member of the roster. And I would record matches. And, you know, and whatever guy would win, you'd win, like, you technically would, like, present as you. Like, if someone picked Matt Hardy, and when Matt Hardy would win the world title, you'd be technically the world champion of the league, the forum. That's how I started. That was my original CAW League. And I thought that was a pretty cool little concept for, you know, like something to get the forums involved with something. Like something that was on video, like, there's always like a post for like, you know, you could post next and you win and then you win the hardcore title somehow or whatever title it was. Like, where like I had something where I'm like, yeah, you can actually get points and you can win the world title and like, you could actually see a video of your wrestler either winning or losing, like, it's cool.
That's a fun thing about forums is getting everyone involved and
yeah, I know. I would love people to like actually use CAWverse forums. Like, I'm actually gonna go right on the Twitter right now. I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna once again post CAWverse forums to the chat that we're in, the CAW discussion chat on Twitter itself. I'm gonna post it on the Discord and hope people sign up for this CAWverse forums, guys. Like, I'm trying to bring some forums back. It's not just like it's the CAWverse is a rip off the NAW verse. Like, I don't want, which is funny because somebody asked me the other day, did we get a NAW verse from CAWverse? I actually got CAWverse from NAW verse. Which is funny. Because I didn't want to name the fucking the CAW versus forums, the NAW versus forums, because then it would look like it's not for CAW. It would look like for our forums only. I wanted this to be a very open forum for everyone to come to and get together and, like, you know, like, the Discord you have to be invited to. This is public. Twitter, you have to, like, you know, only your followers see it. This could be, like, the home for CAW again. Facebook is, some people don't like to get the real life shit involved in Facebook, you know?
Yeah.
Or in CAW, so, like, I don't see how Facebook's such a good home for CAW, because I won't lie, I don't like my profile, and I've gotten friend requests from people that I've accepted, but, like, I really don't have random video game people, like, that I know online is, like, I kind of know, but not really know, like, Biff, or, like, I would accept, like, Connor and your guys' invites, too, but, like, this is people I'm talking about, like, I barely know, like, have acquaintances with. Have sent me invites, you know? I don't like that. I guess very much
Okay.
WWE. Oh, sorry, I was posting stuff to the Discord about the CAW versus forums. That's how I seen that.
So, what do you think the future holds for Danny Jackpot?
A lot more new NAW stuff, and I really just hope to stay friends with everybody and, like, keep our community alive. That's my big one.
Yeah, it's been great getting to know you, man. This turned out a lot better than I thought it would, because honestly, I thought it would be a lot more of a train wreck. But
I've been told I'm a very entertaining storyteller, and, like, can just, like, if you let me talk about my CAW career, that's something, like, I have a lot to say about, because I've done a lot and very proud of what I've done, actually. Like, I'm not ashamed of what I've done. I've shown my friends over time now, like, I've shown them my Danny Jackpot stuff and, like, admitted, like, this is my guy, and, like, at one point, if still not, like, I have the #1 named guy, like, a lot of, like, all over the world, I can't say all over the world, but, like, there are people all over the world that actually know and remember me. Like, I found a random video one time, like, a few years, like, maybe like 2012, but I only found it a few months ago. I never even agreed to be in this kid's league. A fucking kid with, like, some European or Mexican accent is literally commentating a match with a rip-off Danny Jackpot that he made, because he's inspired by me and made me in his game and pushed me, and he's not even from America, like. That's the kind of shit that, like, oh my god, I've touched someone's life without even knowing it. You know?
Oh, that's gonna feel good.
Yeah, like, when I found that, I was like, damn, that's cool as fuck. Like, I know this kid never asked him to be in his league, because he's foreign and doesn't even speak a little English. But you know what? I love Danny Jackpot. It was great.
So yeah, like I said at the beginning, any core owner is welcome on here. I'd love to get to know everyone that I can possibly get to know. I'm not sure whether I'm going to post this on my GWA channel or the Magpie's Nest Production channels, but I don't know where I'm going to post this, because I'm debating on where to put it. But it was nice to get to know you, man, and I hope we can do this again sometime.
We're still gonna be getting to know each other. We're gonna be friends for a long time, I hope. Well,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't have problems with anybody, and I think that we're all, like, adults now. We're, like, I've noticed that we really don't have any drama in our CAW discussion or anything like that. Like, everyone seems to be really cool and adults with each other. Like, so, like, back in the old forums days when we were all kids, everyone used to have arguments and petty shit. Like, all that seems to be over, and we're all just, like, glad to have each other, and we're all very supportive of each other, which is nice.
Yeah, that seems to be the way it is, and honestly, I hope it stays that way. I'm glad. I know I had some heat with someone, and it was justifiably so. But I'm sure Connor and I will definitely get on with one of these at some stage, because I can't wait to talk about how we did everything in our rivalry, because, like, honestly, it's developing really well now, and I can't wait for it
It's gonna be what you guys are always gonna be able to cash in on. Honestly,
yeah,
I think you guys will be able to cash in that for the rest of your careers. They'll be where you guys can team up and won't break up eventually. Like, you guys got a lot to do with that. That will be able to go on for a long time. Well, even Connor has brought up, like, the pub club could turn on fucking Andy for all you know. Yeah, like, there's a lot of what ifs and maybes you guys could do with that storyline way down the road.
Yeah. There's a lot I would love to do with it as well.
And you never know what else you could possibly come up with until then, you know?
Yeah. Who knows? At the moment, we could see anything happen. I was going to say something else, but I changed my mind. But yeah, it was great to get to know you, Danny. I'm gonna end things off here with the interview.
I was gonna say, everyone, make sure you watch New NAW and NAW, www.youtube.com/DJackExtras, www.twitter.com/NAW Danny Jackpot. Make sure to follow.
And yeah, the best way to find me is I still can't do the proper thing for it, but look up GWA trailer, and usually you'll find the trailer, and then where you can find your way to GWA. Because that's, you have to have 100 subscribers now to have a custom link for some reason. But thanks for talking, Danny. I hope we can do this again sometime.
Thanks for having me, and I'm sure we will.
All right. Bye, everyone.